It's funny how some of the people come in here and be like, no, Nay, you're pronouncing it wrong. I'm going by what I know, okay? Because every time we go back and forth over how you pronounce a name, it's always a concern, okay? You know we fuck up names over here. Why y'all expect too much from me? Bugs. Hello there, Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Today. And if you are not already a part of our book club, please hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube, and for a small monthly fee of $5, you babies. Yes, you can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, let's continue talking about F0rces' Divided Soul, the life of Marvin Gaye. I don't know if today he gonna be Taco Meat Marvin or Marvy Poo. Okay. Not only did I indulge myself, but I pulled Jan into the web. She turned me on so much that I used her in a bad way. I taught her. I forced her to torture me. It began beautifully, but then it quickly became brutal. How quickly? Time runs together. There were months, maybe years, which were relatively calm, but I couldn't stop picking on the relationship, bending it, twisting it, perverting it. The more I lived with Jan, the more I loved her, the more I made her miserable. It was a vicious cycle, and I knew as hard as I tried that it could never stop. I was afraid of the thought, but here was another woman aside from Anna destined to destroy me. To destroy you, bitch! To destroy you? Girl, Marvy Poo was not responsible for getting Jan on drugs, because Jan was doing booger sugar way before she met Marvy Poo. One time, she was at a party with her girlfriend's child, and she had accidentally inhaled that D, okay? The diesel, all right? That would be that boy, right? She thought it was the girl, right? Boogity shooky. It was the diesel. That white horse heroin. Like my mama used to say, heroin. Okay? So she around there throwing up in the party at the motel party. And then they ended up going outside trying to hitch a ride. Child, they got a ride from Don Cornelius. She said Don Cornelius ain't do nothing to her but drop her off, okay? You know that they trying to say that the Don Cornelius had some issues with him too. And what you niggas won't do is taint my Don Cornelius's reputation, okay? Because y'all trying to say some things about him. Leave it alone. He is dead. Leave my Soul Train host the fuck alone. I am so mad that America's Soul didn't come back. And Cinqua Walls was such a good Don Cornelius. That blew me. One of the issues which quickly created tension between them was Jan's ambitions, because Jan wanted to sing. You know Marvy Poo ain't about to have nobody else in the spotlight but him, okay? In his mind, if you are a woman orbiting my life, then your job is to be subservient to me, okay? To go find me prostitutes, have my baby, and occasionally let me whoop your ass, okay? And I'm not even trying to make fun of domestic violence, but he's kind of annoying me at the fact that he's not being forthcoming about how he destroyed this girl. He says, oh, I fucked her up, but I need the examples because Jan broke it all the way down. We have already, as the book club members, we have already said that Jan's book was way juicier than this book. I swear to you, basically all Marvin is doing is just telling us about his emotions. It's like reading a diary. Dear diary, what did I do today? I didn't want to sing today. Marvin told me about the fights, Jewel Price said. He said that Jan was dying to be a singer. Well, Marvin, I said to him, can the girl really sing? Yes, Jewel, he answered. She has a fine voice. Then let her sing, Marvin, I said. You must let her be a person too. Jewel delusional ass. She think he old special man, and that's tortured. Okay, but he around here torturing everybody else. Then he just looked at me with the faraway stare in his eyes, Mrs. Price concluded. And I knew what I said hadn't made a bit of a difference. Yeah. I'm the last of the great chauvinists, Marvin told me after I tried to argue that sexism was inconsistent with his high-minded spirituality. I'll never change. I like to see women serve me, and that's that. In Jan's case, serving me meant feeding my fantasies, my evil fantasies. Specifically, what were they? That she'd betray me, and she did. I made her. I begged her. Going to the left, but this is pertinent, okay? So, Frankie Beverly was Marvin's protege. He wanted Jan to sleep with Frankie Beverly. And it was crazy because he forced her. He was the one who set everything up for this rendezvous to be a possibility. Marvin was the one who bought the 2 rooms. He bought a room for Frankie. He bought a room for Jan. Okay, they were connected. All right. He encouraged it, then bust in like a wild, crazed maniac just before they was about to do it. That was definitely a fantasy, to bust in on his wife for another man. A superb singer, composer, and arranger, Leon Ware had known Marvin since their early days in Detroit. Diana Ross had asked Ware to work with her brother, Arthur T-Boy. Subsequently, Leon and T-Boy wrote I Want to Be Where You Are, one of Michael Jackson's first solo hits in 1972. You know that. I want to be where you are. It had been over 2 years since Gaye had recorded Let's Get It On, and Marvin's absence was considered negligent. Gaye enjoyed the negative attention. As he had taught Stevie Wonder, he believed that artists are entitled to create their own schedules. Not when a ninja paying you to do it. You're a goddamn lie. If I'm the promoter and I'm paying you to be here at 7, bitch, I want you here at 7. Not the next day, Lauryn Hill, or the next month, bitch. As always, he'd been searching for the right subject matter, avoiding the studio until he knew just what he wanted to sing. I Want You, in essence, was an invitation for Marvin to enter a world of inhibited sexual fantasy. I love that song. I want you the right way, baby. I want you, and I want you to want me too. Love that song. Oh my God, I love me some Marvin crazy ass Gaye. I love that song. Oh, his voice is just so whispery and I Want You, in essence, was an invitation for Marvin to enter a world of uninhibited sexual fantasy. With overtones of Barry White, The Suit offered Marvin just what he wanted: escape into pure eroticism. Gaye loved White's brand of schmaltz and sugar-coated strings, viewing such arrangements as appropriate vehicles for expressing physical passion. Barry played I Want You for Marvin just the one song, Ware told me, and the next day Marvin was ready to do the album. Actually, I'd written it as a vocal album for myself, but I was pleased to have Marvin sing my songs. It was rare for Marvin to let anyone produce him, so naturally I was honored. I thought we could do it all in a matter of weeks. It actually took 13 months just to lay down Marvin's vocals. That's because that ninja is, what's that word? Spicy. He's spicy. He do what he want to do, how he want to do it. Spicy. It was an amazing period, said Leon. There was definitely something godly about Marvin. He had this incredible magnetism. We all felt that, and we knew that to work for him meant serving him at his pleasure. The album was recorded partly at the Motown Studios, then completed at the end of the year at Marvin's new studio. The move to his own recording environment affected him profoundly, and to some degree brought out a certain adolescence within him. Sexy is the word Marvin liked to use in describing his studio, and sexy was his mood when he began working there. From the day it opened in late 1975 to the day a bankruptcy court shut it down 4 years later, the studio was a magnet for Marvin's family and friends, consultants and conspirators, parasites and partners, a steady stream of people looking for an audience with the prince, a job, an interview, investment, capital, or the simple pleasure of his company. His sister Jean was in charge of operations, though, as she herself admitted, her power was limited. It was a question of anticipating Marvin's whims, still ambivalent about his family, willing to help them to some degree, but angry about their dependence upon him. Gaye both resented and relished the fact that he and not father was responsible for everyone's welfare, okay? Of all the siblings, baby sister Zoila, some of y'all say it's Ziola, okay? I've heard Zoila, okay? So it's funny how some of the people come in here and be like, no, Nay, you're pronouncing it wrong. I'm going by what I know, okay? Because every time we go back and forth over how you pronounce a name, it's always a concern, okay? You know we fuck up names over here. Why y'all expect too much from me, okay? You can't do that, right? But anyway, Zoila was the one who knew how to handle it. Okay, my brother is crazy. I like nice things. I want to be able to enjoy the spoils of being Marvin Gaye's sister. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to be subservient to him. So it was Zoila and the mother who got it in their mind that, okay, it's easier to, get this be with honey than vinegar. Jan also became a fixture at the studio, although Gaye soon began resenting her presence. When she was there, he was reminded of her desire to sing. Ooh, that's a selfish nigga. His mind was filled with fantasies of Jan with other men. Fantasies that he not only wished upon her, but according to Gaye, insisted that she realize. Marvin just didn't ask Jan to fool around, Jean Gaye told me, but he'd become angry at her when she refused to obey and wouldn't tell him the stories of the affairs he wanted her to have. When Marvin Pooh busted into the room, when Jan and Frankie was almost about to sort of kind of do it, because they were attracted to each other. There's no doubt about it. Jan said in the book she was attracted to Frankie. Frankie's sexy as hell. Even, at I don't know how old Frankie the Beverly is. Shit. Anyhow, let me tell you, the best feeling in the world is to see the Frankie Beverly outside, like at the Carter Burn. Woo! Happy feelings in the air. Hey, touching people everywhere. Marvin Pooh was mad as hell, okay, because when he burst into the room, they wasn't fucking, okay, Marvin just didn't ask Jan to fool around, Jean Gaye told me, but he'd become angry at her when she refused to obey and wouldn't tell him the stories of the affairs he wanted her to have. He wanted Jan to go with other men, Marvin's mother said. That's gross. Why do your mama even know that, fool? Then he'd suffer with the consequences. He wanted to suffer. With Marvin's Madonna whore mindset, he wouldn't be happy until Jan fell from her pedestal. He pushed her off and cried over the broken pieces. I loved Anna very much, he told me. And sometimes our sex life was exciting, but it was part of another generation. Janice was born at a different time. She was young and free, and I found myself doing things with her, beautiful things I never dreamed I'll do with any woman. During 1976, even as I Want You worked its way up the record charts, the tide was now turning against Marvin Gaye. Now,
old school, put your hands up. Look on, let's go.
already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Now remember this, the same people that you meet on the way up will always be the same people that you meet on the way down. My naysayers, my patron loves you, babies. Y'all better have a good one.